Hi folks, I'm doing a presentation now on Making of a Scholar Leader Part 2. This is for Dr. Ward and Dr. Wright's class. If you looked at my first part of Making of a Scholar Leader, you'll notice that this part is really similar to it because this is Part 2. And basically, I'm giving you some updated thoughts of where I am mentally in this course. So first thing I want to talk about here are the themes. Again, just like the first time, the two themes I'm looking at would be my growth through the program and where I want to go. So first talking about my growth through the program. The question is, do I know what I don't know? And going into this, I had no clue about anything with statistics. I never had a stats class in my life. Now I know there's a good amount that I don't know, but at least I can figure out how to learn those items. But more than just the stats here, let's talk about the research methods. We've had multiple research courses right now, quantitative research methods, qualitative and mixed methods. And I know there's a lot out there. But I am confident that whenever I determine what I want to do for my dissertation, I'll be able to research that method more in depth and prepare for that. One other thing I want to talk about with the statistics portion of this is I can now realize and see how people can be misled with statistics. With all those statistical tests out there and different ways you can manipulate it, you can make an argument for a lot of things if you have an unknowing audience. Another thing I want to look at here is, as I grow through the program, is self-evaluating other work. Again, I feel that I'm confident that I can learn the different methods and the different things that I need to whenever it's time for the dissertation. I think right now it's difficult with the time constraints. One difference between whenever we do the dissertation and between now is we have due dates. And I'm sure with the dissertation we'll have due dates, but we have very hard due dates now. And working, it is difficult. There's times where I want to get more in depth into a certain method or statistical test, and I just don't have time. And that's one little bit of a drawback. But I do feel confident that I'll continue to be able to learn these new things when it's time for my dissertation. Continuing the growth in the ethics, and that's something I really never thought about before last summer's course, and now I'm thinking about it even more. I'm hoping that my research is going to be applicable to what I'm doing here in school. Now with that brings up an ethical issue. If I'm a principal in a building, or even in the district, and I'm doing research here, is that ethical? If I'm asking teachers to give me their opinions, by me being involved, is that swaying or skewing their answers to me? Those are all some things that I got to keep in mind and be cognizant about whenever I continue to do research and whenever I go through the IRB process. Continuing with that research about where I want to go, research that matters. And first of all, for me to do this research, I need it to be applicable to me. If I'm doing something, and this goes in all things of life, if I'm doing something and I don't see any significance to it, I don't really go full steam at it. But the research that I have done in these programs and these courses have allowed me to make it applicable to my job. And that's what I want to continue to do. Research that matters, and that will also maintain my interest. This goes right into the direction I want to go for my dissertation. I want to focus in on the technology. I know in our program there's two main focuses. There's the poverty piece, and there's also the technology piece. I do want to go down the technology road. Why do I want to do that? Well, currently in my district, we have several initiatives going on. At the beginning of this year, we just went one-to-one with iPad implementation K through 12. I was an integral part last year in creating the iPad handbook for the secondary students to enable them to bring back their iPads home. The other thing that we're starting is an online academy. You hear about all these charter schools, online charter schools, and districts are losing money because they are going to online schools, and the public schools have to, the home public schools have to pay the tuition fees. We are starting an online academy here. It's going to be called SG for Spring Grove Flex. And I want to see what that implementation is. So one of my hopes is that I can look at people's perceptions of how we implemented either the iPads for the students or our online academy. If that doesn't happen, maybe I'm going to look at how the teachers are using their iPads in the classroom. And that's why I brought up the SAMR or the TPAC models, because that looks at how teachers are using technology in their classroom. If they're using it at a very low level, such as SAMR and substitution method, or if they're really redefining their instruction by using these technology pieces. So I'm hoping to go down one of those roads. Finally, looking at the type of research that I'm doing, and if I'm looking at the world view, I guess I am a constructivist, I think, because I like to see how people are constructing their meaning. You know, how are people's thoughts coming around about how we're implementing these iPads or online academy in the Spring Grove School District. So I think I'm in that worldview, but I'm open to other arguments if you could argue another way too, because I don't feel completely strong about that. One last thing, I do have a concern about as we move forward in this. Pretty much the research courses are winding down, and in my cohort there's 9 of us. 8 of them are getting ready to go to the dissertation. I'm going to the superintendent residency portion of it. That's part of the program, I understand that. But whenever I start the dissertation, what would it be, 18 months from now, I'm a little concerned if I forget some of my research stuff. So as I move forward with that, and other students are in the same boat as me, I hope I'll be able to work with my faculty advisor and getting ready for that dissertation after that break. Finally, as far as another concern is obviously life continuing. Right now, this is a great time for me to do this work. It's been very demanding. It takes a lot of time. As you know, I got married this past summer, and as life is continuing, who knows whenever a little intrary could be coming into the picture. So I'm hoping to get the majority of this coursework or dissertation done so that I can continue on and complete the program and eventually finish the doctorate. So a lot has happened. Taking these courses for a year, I feel that I have grown a ton, and I look forward to continue growing as I get ready for the next chapter or next portion of this doctoral program. Thank you.